So we are going to make some keto stuffed cabbage. So I'm going to walk into the kitchen right now, and I'm going to get some water boiling so I can put the leaves and stuff in. And I'll be right back here with a bowl so we can start adding some of the ingredients in the bowl. Birthday was okay. I spent my actual birthday day by myself. The day before was really good. I spent that with the girlfriend's mother and father, and her sister came over, and we had a good, real big giant like steak dinner and stuff here. Some cauliflower rice, or not rice, cauliflower mac and cheese. We made some of that for dinner. They didn't know if they would like the keto stuff, but they really loved it, and they were very, very shocked that it was as good as it was. uh, just trying to get back enough of this. There we go. Now, just so you guys know, the people that watch this video and decide to complain about my hands, I'm a mechanic. My hands are never ever going to be 100% clean. Never. So we like a little motor oil flavor in our keto here. Call this automotive keto. Maybe I'll change the name on my page again. Automotive keto. So, with that being said, just trying to get as much of this the looseness, the stuff that's really soft, I want it off of here. And then I'm going to go take this whole head and I'm going to submerge it down in the water. Okay, this is all going to go in the trash. If I had a compost pile, I would throw it away. But this is like the really nasty, soft stuff. Now I take this over there and toss it. Leave that in there for a little while. I'm gonna work on making the mixture that goes that everything goes in now. You know what I didn't grab? I bet you I didn't grab the rice cauliflower out of the car. I'll probably have to run back downstairs and grab that. I've got the ground beef here. I'm gonna put some garlic in my mixture. We've got some salt and pepper here. Picked some of this up while I was at the store today too. They're raw cloves. But I got some other things like some lamb meat and some tzatziki sauce and some grass-fed butter. I'm gonna run down and grab the rice cauliflower real quick. It'll just take a second. Slip my shoes on. I'll be right back. And she likes, when she wants a snack, she gets a couple of tablespoons of Cool Whip and puts a couple berries in a bowl, and she mixes them up, and that's what she eats as a treat instead of like the keto foods and stuff. I'm gonna put these bags of rice cauliflower in the microwave for a few minutes. They don't gotta be cooked all the way through because they're gonna cook on the stove top. So this is just like a preference thing. Probably only use one bag. This here, I'm just gonna do like it's about 1/3 of that. This is exactly 3 pounds. One egg. A little salt. A little pepper. A little garlic. I'm going to do like half a teaspoon because this is really concentrated crushed garlic. A little bit less than a half a teaspoon. Rice cauliflower is done cooking, so now I'm going to go ahead and open it up and let it steam off. Turn the cabbage off. It's been going for about probably 4 or 5 minutes now, maybe a little bit longer, so that's enough time for that steam to soften the cabbage over there. Now, smells so good. Y'all share this to my keto group. If you're on my keto group or one of them, share it to us so we get more people on here watching. Please. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. Hell, the amount of time it takes me to do these videos and stuff like that, I need more people on here watching. I can't even see myself live on here right now. It doesn't even show me. Oh, probably because I'm going through StreamYard. I wonder if I could share it through here. Invite. Come on, y'all. I do this for free for people so they get ideas and stuff like that. At least people can do is help me out by sharing this stuff. It's not easy. My audience needs to be much, much, much bigger than this. Copy to clipboard. Screen. Share screen. Facebook. Chrome tab, Facebook. Share. Nice, Amanda's got me hooked up. I see her. She's already shared for me. Thank you. I love it when people really help me out, get my message out there. And they let's stop screen sharing. Let's get back to this cooking. Sorry guys, I'm not dressed the best or cleaned up all that great today. Better wash this off or someone. Well, I'll get another one. A lot of people like to complain about cross-contamination and they're all picky when they watch videos. It's ridiculous. It all goes to the same spot anyway. About a third or a quarter of an onion. Somebody told me the other day I need to start mentioning that I have a Patreon. So with me putting more and more and more work into this kind of stuff, I do have a Patreon account that's typically listed under each one of my videos. Some people like to support, some people don't. I'm not even asking you to support. What I was told that I probably should be mentioning because of the amount of work that I put into this, that I have one. And I appreciate the fact that some people do support. Now, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I don't need money from people. I make about $80,000 a year now. I have a really, really good job, and that could go up. It's never really going to go under. But I've struggled up until about a year ago. Even at some point, 9 months ago, actually living out of my truck, some of you that know my story, and I hit the right job at the right time, and now I'm really, really blessed now. Now I make quite a bit of money. I don't know, man. Kobe Bryant, some of you that are watching that don't know, I went live earlier and I talked about Kobe was in a car accident, or not a car accident, a helicopter crash, and he died. It seems like a lot of our people are just dying. I don't know what it is. Crash. If you guys don't know, he crashed into the side of a mountain in California, and his plane seems like it was on fire before it even went down. And then it crashed, and all 5 people died. All right, we're mixed up pretty good here. No, his wife was not in it. It said in the article that his wife was not in the helicopter when it crashed, but some people are asking that they heard his children were in there. So that's what I'm confused about, is was his children in there with him or not? Because it doesn't list who those other 3 people that were with him, and then the pilot being the 5th person. So I don't know. Maybe Kobe Bryant was recently in conversation with Hillary Clinton. So maybe Hillary Clinton did it. I don't know. Thank you, Cosmic Gecko. So this is, if you don't know, this is Rayo's homemade sauce. I get this at a lot of like Mariano's, or I'll get this at what do you call it? A lot of the healthier stores like Whole Foods, stuff like that. They have this. Meyer has it. Walmart has it. But Angie found these on sale for $3.99 each. And if you guys know, these are normally $7, $8, $9 a jar because it's homemade and there's no junk in it. So I'm just going to splash some of this in there for some flavor to get down in the meat. Not too much, maybe like a 1/4 cup, just to get some of it in there. Just to get it nice and tacky, like, you know, like you would want stuffed cabbage consistency. Yeah, man, I'm not sure. I just know that I looked at like probably 50 different articles and nobody listed any of his family that was with him. They just listed it was 5 people, and Kobe was one of them that died in a helicopter accident. So I can't confirm that. This is the pan I'm going to be simmering it on, or simmering it in. Now we're going to take the rice cauliflower. This is no rice, riced cauliflower. Dump some of it in there. Probably like a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. Doesn't have to be a lot. Make sure you get it all over the ground and all over the table like me. Yeah, that's the right consistency. You want to be able to see the rice in there, but you don't want it so overpowering that the whole thing is like turning white. You want it just to be speckled with rice. I could use just a tad bit more, but I think at this point, maybe just a tad bit more. So probably like 3/4 of a cup. And the reason I put that rice cauliflower in the microwave first before I pulled it out and started mixing it in is because I don't want the rice cauliflower to start cooking that egg prematurely. So this is the pan we're going to put it in. This is the mixture. Let's see how the cabbage came out. Let me take some of this, move some of the stuff off the table that we don't need. Get some, she doesn't like me doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. She doesn't like me using the table towels to wipe stuff up. She says, go get a paper towel. Those are for dinner. She's not here, so I won't get in trouble. She'll never know unless one of you guys tell her. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot, hot, hot. This is how I do it. There are other people that may not do it like me. I cut the center out of the bottom of the cabbage and I put the whole thing down in like maybe a cup, third of a cup of water. And then I just lightly peel these off because you see where I cut the bottom, the nub off of the bottom of it right here. Thank you. Yeah, it was my birthday on the 24th. We celebrated on the 23rd, and then I stayed home and had like a steak dinner for myself on the 24th. So I do one side, and then I flip one end, I flip the other end, and then I fold over on itself, and it gives you the perfect cabbage roll. And then I carefully try to peel a softened layer of cabbage back without damaging it, and try to get one full piece off. And this is as good as it gets, guys. You can eat as much of this as you want. I mean, literally, you're going to be so stuffed by the end of it that you've done no damage at all. You got to be careful because a lot of people have problems with cabbage, and the next day, you're going to have some gas. And this is just one small one that I'm making. I'm just making a very small batch, so I don't have a lot sitting in the refrigerator. So remember what I told you before. I do one end over, and I try to leave the stalk side down. This is the stalk side right here. So one end over. The one end over is the thin, flimsy side. I flip one side in, I flip the other side in, and then I fold it over on itself. I do not try to flip that stalk over, else you will break it and it will not stay together. Again, I left home at 17 years old, guys. I mean, I was in foster care, and I had really no other choice. It was either keep moving around to foster homes or move out on my own and learn to cook for myself. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't want to have to rely on anybody anymore because I didn't feel like I had a consistent family. So when you move out on your own at a young age, you have to grow up really fast. And with me doing that, I had to learn to cook for myself. There was nobody that was going to do it for me unless I was going to eat fast food every day. And I didn't want to do that. When I was young, I was into the gym every day. I mean, I would spend hours and hours into the gym. I was huge, 20, 21 years old. People were asking me if I was on steroids and stuff. And that's just the years where you produce the most amount of testosterone. Those are the years that you make the most of your gains, between like 18 and 25. And if you don't do it in that time frame, you ain't gonna do it naturally anyway. So again, stalk side down. I'm gonna move this mixture up towards the top a little bit more. Flip it over, flip the side in, flip the side in, flip it down. So I had to learn to eat healthy when I was younger, and this is some of the stuff that I would eat. I would make stuff like this, except, back then carbs didn't bother me as much as it does now. So that's why everything's low carb or keto now, because I can't eat the carbs like I used to and be able to handle it anymore. So I make a lot of my friends that are diabetics and stuff. They like this kind of food, and I gladly make it for them. Ooh, that's hot. Some of these leaves are really big. You're obviously not going to be able to use the entire thing, or else you're going to have a mush of and sometimes, you only get so many layers that you will have to go back and actually re-soften your cabbage again. This one I'm going to put on the stalk side because this little piece right here, is like crispy. It's like almost like ear cartilage. I'm going to leave that laying down because I know I'm going to fight that and it's going to break. So I'm going to work with it instead of against it. I'm going to leave it right there. And I'm going to use that little piece as my pocket. I'm going to flip that over it. Flip this in, and I'm going to flip over onto the stalk side. Now that's going to be a very big piece, but it's going to be a big savory piece. I'm starting to get to the interior layer where I probably need to put this back on the stove again to soften it up just a little bit more. So what I'll do now, you know what? I don't have that many more pieces. So I'm going to use that same pocket piece again because I know if I try to fold over it, it's not going to be in my favor. It's going to fight me. And I don't want to waste it because of that. So fold it down, fold it over, fold it over. In the pan, it'll soften on its own. I've got room for one more cabbage roll in this pan, so If you got a deep enough pan, say you had a pan that was twice as tall as this, a really, really tall pan, you could layer these in there and they would cook just fine in layers. And you wouldn't have to separate them or anything. You could put another batch literally right on top of this and it would be completely fine. And you just put them on a stove and you simmer for about 40 minutes. Just real slow. See, this is fighting me. It's wanting to crack. So this head should go back into, I wonder if I could use any of this at all. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can make it work. If not, I'm going to put this head back on the stove and soften up the last piece. I think I can get this to work. I'll leave the soft side. Actually, this is the soft side over here. We can make damaged pieces work. I'm sure we can. So we'll flip over here. See if I can get this to come all the way across. No. I'm going to get this. I'm going to figure this out. So that I'll leave that on that side, that like that. And then I'll leave this over here. And I'll leave that open part up that won't fold over. And I'll just know I have to be very, very careful with that piece. And there's that piece. I folded it down so whenever I scoop it out, I can scoop it up underneath it, and I have the part that's open to the bottom of the spoon so it won't just open up on me. So here's just a basic variation of one dinner, you know, your husband, 1 or 2 kids or something like that. And what a lot of people like to do is they just take some sauce and they just and as this heats up, that sauce is going to melt off the top of it, and it's going to come up underneath, and it's going to bubble, and it's going to do like a little simmering deal. And then you put your top on it, and it will rotate that steam across the top of that cabbage, and it'll cook everything all the way through. I can't bring my webcam over there right now, but what I'll do is I'll go get it set up. You can take a little bit of water and put it in the bottom of the pan. This is, I did about like 3/4 to a cup of water. And just so you see what it looks like, I don't know if I need to point this camera down some, probably. You can see the water kind of right there in the middle. And then, you know, once you get to that point, it's on the stove over there. Once it starts simmering, I'm just going to go ahead and take the lid and set it right on top of it. And I'm going to let it sit there and simmer for about 35-40 minutes. Just cook it nice and slow to get all that meat cooked inside. And then I'll just serve it like that. It'll be a dinner by itself. I won't put anything else with it. It's got plenty of cabbage, plenty of meat and stuff. Nice, some nice Perrier sparkling water. Sit down, enjoy yourself, and just watch a movie and relax. That's what it's going to be about tonight anyway. Anyhow, that's it. That's the gist of it. It's that easy. It's that simple. Clean, easy, healthy eating. And yeah, tonight I'm making a big meal like this because I'm going to be fasting for the next 48 hours. And this is going to hit the spot. So that's where we're at. I'm going to tune off for now. Be blessed, guys. Thank you. Share, subscribe, etc., etc. You know the deal. Thank you. Be blessed.